Mac Rebenak.
Dr. John, the good doctor.
Got something on the good doctor, honey?
Irie.
Go on with it.
Matt Rabenak was. I met him through Delaney and Bonnie. He's going through his voodoo time, you know. It's like Where You At Mule and stuff like that, you know, off his album. Matter of fact, I was fortunate enough to get to play on one of his records, but it had Mick Jagger and Eric and everything. As a matter of fact, Mick and I were on the same mic singing background, and then it was, I don't forget who it was, two girls on the other mic singing the other backgrounds, tuba in the room, and then Mac down in the middle with the place was packed. Carl Radle was on it, Jim Gordon was on the thing.
The Dominoes.
Yeah, he had his band too. Big tuba player. It was a hell of a deal, you know. A room full of misfits all fitting together. It seemed to work, you know. Well, back to where I was going with it. I knew him, met him through Delaney. He was a good friend. His wife at the time, Lorraine, and she was a registered nurse, and he needed one because he was strung out, you know, and he needed all the help he could get at that time. And he was writing. When Delaney and Bonnie did their first record, the original to Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, everybody was coming by with a song, you know, and just like Eric thing, you know. But he came to Delaney and Bonnie were always fighting it out, all right? Every day, as sure as the sun rose, and it rose every morning.
Like physically fighting, or just?
That was a constant uproar, all right? Uproar. And with those two, they was always arguing and carrying on all the damn time, and it was enough to wear you out. It wore real thin anyway on everybody. That's why they all bailed out, you know. But Matt came by when we were doing the first record, and Jim Keltner was on drums, Carl, me, Jerry McGee was on guitar, and Leon Russell on piano. Not a bad band at all. And I want to say Bobby Keys was on it, but he was, yeah. And anyway, him and, I don't know if it's Jim Price or not, but it was somebody else. I'm not checking any kind of facts before I say anything.
Be careful.
But we were recording, and Matt came by, and he had a song. And he said, "I got a song for you too." He said, this is for you too. Yeah. And it's called "When This Battle Is Over." Man, it was a great song, you know. One more time you hurt me. Thought I had a winner plan. I mean, it was like really great.
Is that why they sang that "Hoitin' You" thing?
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
John.
You know, that's a hoodoo voodoo song, you know. Yeah, that's great. Sun, Moon, and Herbs was the one that I did with Mick Jagger and Eric and Carl and Jim and his whole band, you know. Yeah, that was way cool. Where You At Mule.
Such a great song.
Yeah. And he was all dressed up with. You walk in and it's gree all over. I had that shit all in my hair for days, you know. But it was a lot of fun. He put a cross on my head. Yeah. Come here, let me fix that up, man. He put a cross on my head, and I was gree all over my face, you know. Sparkly, it looked like New Year's Eve in New Orleans, you know. Yeah, I loved old Mac. And I forgot about this. I was coming home from England one time, and right up in the seat right in front of me was Mac and his wife, and I don't know her name. But it just happened that way. And he come on, and he had all his beads and stuff, you know, and he was all looking great. Had a big old skull head thing. And he was telling me about this. When he came to England to record at Trident with all of us, you know, he had a mojo hand. It was about that big, but it was a person's hand. It must have been a midget, but because it was a real small hand. But he had a mojo hand. It was all shrunk up, and he had a hell of a time getting in England with that mojo hand and having to explain that. You know, that was a lot of fun.
My God. How did he explain that?
How would you explain it?
Can you imagine their faces in customs when you're going, a what?
That's a what?
The British, you know.
It has fingernails, you know, with no body attached.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. But that was part of his
Hysterical.
whole thing. He has bones and stuff and some ribs and rocks and, you know, just all kind of stuff and sparkly shit, you know, gris. And I mean, just like, you walk in. Oh, I'm covered in it. What the hell? I had that stuff all. Oh, Mr. Whitlock, you got something on your face. You know? Like 3 days later.
That was in England, so of course.
Yeah. Yes,
very
I did. When back to where I was, he got in the seat right in front of me on the plane, and of course we chit-chatted and everything. But when we got off, and that was in L.A. When we got off in L.A., you know, we were walking together through the customs and everything, and we get outside, and this young guy says, "Oh, Dr. John, can I have a photo of you?" And he said, "Yeah, you get body in here too. You get you like double mint gum. You get 2 for 1." Yeah, me and Mac were 2 for 1.
Double mint gum.
Yeah, like double mint gum, 2 for 1.
I love it.
And that was the last time I ever saw Mac Rabenak.
That's a great story.
Yeah, thank you.
Love it.
I'm glad that people ask. This thing is just really great. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. It's really easy, and I know it makes a difference, you know, especially in these times, you know. But this kind of stuff, this kind of stuff is like historical stuff, you know. So it's always a good time to make history and be a part of it. I laugh at myself all the damn time. I really do, you know. I look in the mirror sometimes and just bust out. What the heck? Oh, what is going on?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I've had fun all my life, you know. I guess from having hardship, you know, and going through that part of your life, of my life, and just really appreciating the small things, you know. Maybe not so much this muddy road out here, but that's all right. It'll dry out, you know.
Just throw some gris on it.
Yeah, throw some gris on it, you know.
It's not so bad because it's cold and it's getting kind of hard, so.
Yeah, it's all right, you know, it's all right.
Anything else you'd like to talk about tonight?
About with Mac?
Well,
No.
it didn't have to be Mac. You can. Lots of people are bringing up lots. Okay, well, somebody said, how come you weren't on the Bangladesh show?
Actually, I wasn't asked.
Right.
You know, and I think that goes back to, you know, a little tiff here and there with Eric's manager, Robert Stigwood, and Eric. And you see, everybody was trying to hook me up. And I mean, that was when he was full blown, you know, out there and he was all holed up in Hurtwood. It was all they could do to get him to New York and then back to England, you know. He was going through withdrawals and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, well,
They trying to pin that shit on me. I had nothing to do with that. That was his idea. That shit scared the hell out of me, you know. And so I believe that was part of it, that they thought that I was involved in all that stuff. No, that wasn't my idea. Hell no, that was Eric's idea to do that shit. Nothing to do with me. It did. It's just scared the hell out of me. I'm from the country, you know. We were smoking grapevines and stuff. And then somebody said, hey, man, let's do a little smack, you know. I said, smack? What's smack? Holy mackerel, no. He planned all that. He told me about it. And I wasn't planning on being a part of that plan, but it was tough when he was going down that road, and he's my partner, you know. So for a moment, you know, I had to go into play. I didn't know what do you do? You say walk away? You know, it was something maybe I had to live through, you know, from coming from this to that, and it just seemed a part of my destiny. And then, but I wasn't involved in it. It made me real ill. And so when something makes me sick, I tend to back off. But it didn't make Eric sick. He could do copious amounts of it and never throw up. And but it didn't last long with me, that right there.
So that's what separated the two of you think?
Yeah, because he was going one way and I was going the other, you know.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work that way, you know. We weren't functioning as a unit anymore, you know. We were both broke wheels, you know.
Well, and people aren't going to hang around with someone who's not doing what they're doing.
No, that, especially, well, it's real deep when it comes to Eric and me, real deep. You know, it's probably stuff that I won't come up with me for, you know, I don't know, maybe not in this lifetime, you know. But there's a lot of things that are involved in something like that. George had been talking to me, and he says, because I'd planned on going back to the United States, coming back to the United States. And he was asking me about it. He said, well, are you going to stay here and be one of us, or are you going to go back to the States, you know? And I didn't really know what being one of us was, you know, but that's like being a superstar, you know, getting up there like that. Mm. Well, it seemed like the price of compromise was too high, and I didn't go for all of that. I said it before. That's not why I went. That's not what I was there for. You know, right. I was there for because I was supposed to be. You know, part of my destiny. You know, I believe that all of this is predestined. You know, you get those like deja vu moments. Well, they're real. It's not some funny stuff. You know, it's the real thing. But I do believe that we're all predestined. You know, I made it through all of that, you know. When I left England, I left my my house. It was a really nice place too. I left it, my Ferraris and the wrecked one in the garage, my Mercedes. I left everything. I left the clothes that was on my back, hanging in the closet. I left with it, just that. You know, I left with what I came with, you know, clothes on my back. And I'm all right for starting all over, you know. Life's an adventure. You know, I told a man a while ago that there's something that I've always said, and life is what you make it. So take it and make it beautiful. You know, you can make an impact on the world, and people around you. You know, if you can just look at the beautiful part of this world and the beautiful part of the people that's in it, you know.